Welcome back to class. Today, we'll be solving further problems using our trigonometry rules. We're going to look at this question. In triangle ABC, AB is 5 minus x cm, BC is 4 plus x cm, and angle ABC is 120 degrees, and AC is y cm. It says show that y squared equals x squared minus x plus 61. So we'll be showing that we are going to first of all draw your triangle ABC. So I'll draw my triangle to make work easier. So this is my triangle ABC. So I have triangle A, B, C. The question says AB is 5 cm, 5 minus x cm. So we have 5 minus x cm on line AB, and line BC is 4 plus x cm, and angle ABC is 120 degrees. AC is y cm. So we are going to show that y squared equals x squared minus x plus 61. So this is a question we are going to be dealing with. So we are going to look at this. So what formula are we using? We have two sides given to us, which is this side and this side. And we have our y unknown. There we have an angle given to us. So if you remember, we said if you have two sides and one angle, we can use our cosine formula. So we have two sides already, and we have an angle given to us. And we are looking for y, which is opposite to 120 degrees. So we'll proceed from there. So I have y squared using our cosine formula. Y squared is equals to AB squared plus BC squared minus 2AB and BC cos our angular B. Okay? So what do we have? We have y squared, which is equals to 5 minus x squared plus 4 plus x squared minus 2 multiply 5 minus x and 4 plus x. Cos our angle is 120 degrees. So that's what we have there. We are going to have 5 minus x squared. Please, we are expanding 5 minus x squared. So I have 5 minus x, 5 minus x. Expansion gives us 5 multiply 5. That gives us 25. Then we have 5 multiply x gives us minus 5x minus 5x plus x squared. So we've expanded this. So we have 25 minus 10x plus x squared. So that's 5 minus x squared is already expanded. So we are going to also expand 4 plus x squared. So I have 4 plus x and 4 plus x. So 4 plus x and 4 plus x will give us what? 16 plus 4x plus 4x plus x squared. So we have 16 plus 8x plus x squared. So we've expanded that. So we'll go to the third one here. We also have to expand this before we multiply by 2. So I'm going to expand 5 minus x and also 4 plus x. So in expanding 5 minus x and 4 plus x, I have 20 plus 5x minus 4x minus x squared. So that gives us 20 plus x minus x squared. So we've expanded that also. So we can multiply by 2, which is outside there. So I multiply this by 2. It gives me 40 plus 2x minus 2x squared cos, remember you have cos 120 attached to this. So I'll take it 40 cos 120. 40 cos 120 will give us what on your calculator? Press 40 cos 120. So we have minus 20. Then same thing, you do 2 cos 120. 2 cos 120 gives us negative 1x. And we also have negative 1. For that gives us plus x squared. So we are done with cos 120. So we can bring the three equations together. The equation we have here and the one we have here. So I'll resolve the three of them together so we can have what we are searching for. So I have 25 minus 10x plus x squared plus 16 plus 8x plus x squared, then minus, this still remains in the bracket because I have not opened this. So I have this here. Then I collect like terms, I have 25 plus 16. That gives us 41. Then minus 10 plus 8 gives us minus 2x. Then plus x squared gives us plus 2x squared. Then I'll use this minus to open up the bracket. So I have minus 20 gives me plus 20. Then minus 1x gives me plus x. Then minus plus x squared gives me minus x squared. Having done this, so I collect like terms for that. I have 41 plus 20 here. 41 plus 20 gives us 61. Then minus 2x plus x gives us minus x. Then plus 2 minus x squared gives us plus x squared. So we've gotten our equation. You can decide to rewrite it x squared minus x plus 61. So we have proven what the access to prove, that showing that y squared equals what? X squared plus 61. I hope you got that. So the B part of the question says you should use the method of completing the square to find the minimum value of y squared and give the value of x for which this occurs. So you are familiar with the method of completing the square. That is what we are applying to this using this equation, x squared minus x plus 61. So that is our y squared equals to this. So what is this completing the square formula? That means I will divide my coefficient of x by 2. Okay, and I will add it to the other side. This is divided by 2. So after dividing the coefficient of x by 2, I will square it. That is 1 over 2 square plus 61. Same thing, you add to that. So we are having both of them, or you decide to move 61 to the other side of the equation. So I might decide to move my 61 here. Then I add 1 over 2 squared to it. So if you're okay with that, or I leave it out of what I'm doing, let us finish the equation on this side before we move. So for this, you can see if you factorize this equation, I'm going to have x minus 1 over 2 squared is equal to 61. So moving this becomes 61 minus 1 over 4. So I'll have x minus 1 over 2 is equals to 61 minus 1 over 4. That gives us 61 minus 0.25. So that means x minus 1 over 2 will give us 61 minus 0.25 gives us 61 minus 0.25. We have 60.75. So that is the minimum value of y we are having. So the minimum value of y, so we have y squared as 60.75. And for that value, x is equals to half. So we have solved this question. So we'll proceed. So we are still proceeding with our trigonometry rules. So the diagram shows 3 cargo ships A, B, and C, which are in the same horizontal plane. Ship B is 50 kilometers due north of ship A, and ship C is 70 kilometers from ship A. The bearing of C from A is 20 degrees. A says calculate the distance between ships B and C in kilometers to 3 significant figures. So we are looking at this shape here. We'll be using this shape to solve for the values of B and C, and also to calculate the bearing of the shape of C from B. So we have our bearings here. So we should be able to calculate the bearings of C from shape B. So I'll start here. If you take a look at this shape, what do we have here? We have our A facing BC. Then we have 50 kilometers for AB, and we have 70 kilometers for AC. We are looking for BC. We have 2 sides and 1 angle. So we use our cosine rule. So in looking for A, so I have A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So A squared will be 50 squared plus 70 squared minus 2 multiply 50 multiply 70 cos 20. So A squared gives us 7,400 minus 6577.85. So my A becomes square root of 822. centimeters. Question B says we should calculate the bearing of tube C from B. So how do we go about this? We are calculating the bearing. We already have this. We are looking for the angle marked here. Okay, so we have this opposite to this. That means in looking for the angle marked here, which is what? 70 is the matching opposite to that. So I'm going to apply my sine rule. So I have 70 divided by sine B equals 28.7 divided by sine 20. So we have cross multiplied. So I have 70 sine 20 equals 28.7 sine B. We divide both sides by 28.7. So 70 sine 20 divided by 28.7 gives 0.8342. So on your calculator, do the sine inverse of 0.8342. So the B value for that will be 056.6 degrees. Let's move on to the next question. A zookeeper is building an enclosure for some llamas. The enclosure is in the shape of a quadrilateral as shown. If the length of the diagonal BD is 136 meters, A, find the angle between the vertices AB and BC. So we are looking for the angle AB and BC. This is ABBC. Okay? Then find the length of fence AD. So we are given that the length of the diagonal BD is 136 meters. So I have this shape drawn here. So this is the length of the diagonal BD. Okay? So BD is 136 meters. So the first question is to find the angles formed here, which is our theta. So looking at this question, we have two triangles. We have two triangles, which is the first triangle here. Okay, then we have the second triangle here. So that means we need to find the value of the angle here and also the value of this angle here separately before we can get our angle at B. So looking at this, we have an opposite side here. Then we also have an opposite side here. So I will go with the cosine rule because this is the rule we can apply. Sorry, we go with the sine rule. We can apply the cosine rule here. So using the sine rule, I have 98 and 136. So I can have sine 98 divided by 136 will give us sine theta divided by 80. So we cross multiply. We have 136 sine theta equals 80 sine 98. We divide both sides by 136. So we have sine theta equals 80 sine 98 divided by 136. 80 sine 98 divided by 136 gives us 0.5825. So we have 0.5825. So my theta will become sine inverse of 0.5825. So shift sine 0.5825 is 35.6. So my theta at that point is 35.6 degrees. So I have this angle here at 35.6 degrees. Having gotten this, we are looking for the second angle marked here. So using the same sine rule, I'm going to have the matching opposite to, let's say, 66. So I have sine 66 divided by 136 will give us 76, and theta, which is sine theta, divided by 76. So I cross multiply. I have 136 sine theta. It gives us 76 sine 66. Divide both sides by 136. So 76 sine 66. 76 sine 66 divided by 136 gives 0.5105. So we have sine theta as 0.15105. So my theta becomes the sine inverse of 0.5105. So shift sine inverse of 0.5105 gives 30.6 or 30.7. So we have our theta as 30.7 degrees. So we've gotten this angle here as 30.7 degrees. So the total angle combined, I'm going to add them up. The first angle is 35.6 plus 30.7 degrees. So adding that up, gives 66.3 degrees. So the entire angle here is 66.3 degrees. So having gotten that, we move to the second part of the question that asks to find the length of fence AB. So I'm looking for the length of fence AB. So what are we going to apply here? We have the opposite to this here. We have 136. We already have 76 meters. We have 136 meters. So we have an angle for that to check and see. So at A here we have this, and this we have this angle. So you can choose any of the formulas you want to use. If it is either cosine or sine rule. So we have our shape here. Move down here. So next we have to look for this angle before we proceed with whatever we are doing, because that is the opposite to your line AB. So we know that the sum of angles in the triangle is 180. So adding this side 66 degrees plus 30.7 plus x gives 180. So our x will be 180 minus 66 plus 30.7. So the value of x will give us 180 minus 66 minus 30.7. I have 83.3. So my angle at that is 83.3. So having gotten the angle, I can proceed with sine 83.3 divided by AB, which I want to make as my x, equals sine 60 divided by 136. So cross multiply. We have 136 sine 83.3 equals x sine 60. Dividing both sides by sine 60, sine 60. So the value for x will give us 148 meters. So we've got in our line AB as 148. So AB is equals to 148 meters. A triangle ABC, AB is XCM, BC is 4 minus XCM, and angle BAC is Y, and angle BCA is 30 degrees. So we are given that sine Y is 1 divided by root 2. Show that x is equal to 4 root 2 minus 1. So the first thing we do, I'll have to sketch my triangle ABC. Okay. So I have triangle A, B, C. So I have our angle as A as what? Y, and BCA as 30 degrees. Okay, then we have BC as 4 minus X CM. Then we have AB as XCM. So we are asked to show that X, this is our X here, equals 4 root 2 minus 1. So how do we go about this? We can use our sine rule. So I'm going to have X over sine 30 equals 4 minus X over sine Y. Already established that sine Y is equal to 1 divided by root 2. So we are going to use 1 over root 2 for sine Y. So I have X divided by sine 30 equals 4 minus X divided by 1 over root 2. We cross multiply. So I have 4 minus X sine 30 equals X multiplied by 1 over root 2. This is root 2 here, not root X. So we have 4 minus X sine 30 is 1 over 2 equals X multiplied this will give us X over root 2. So half multiply 4 will give us what? We can have 4 minus X over 2, or we can have 2 minus X over 2. So I prefer we go with 4 minus X divided by 2 equals X over root 2. So cross multiply. We have 4 minus X into root 2 is equals X multiplied by 2, which is 2X. So multiplying individually to open the bracket. I have 4 root 2 minus x root 2 equals 2x. We are making x the subject of the formula, so our x moves to the other side. So have 4 root 2 equals 2x plus x root 2. I have 4 root 2 equals, factorizing this, the common factor is x. So that gives 2 plus root 2. So we can divide both equations by 2 plus root 2 in order to find our x. 2 plus root 2. 2 plus root 2 cancels out. So our x value will be 4 root 2 over 2 plus root 2. At this point, I'm going to rationalize my sort by multiplying 2 minus root 2 over 2 minus root 2. So multiply 2 by 4 root 2. What do we have? We have 8 root 2. Then root 2 multiply this gives us, what do we have? 4 root 2. Multiply this, we have 4 root 4. Divide by 4 minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2 minus root 2 multiplied by root 2 gives us root 4. So we have 8 root 2 minus 4 root 4 is 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 4 minus root 2 plus 2 root 2 plus root 2 gives us 0. Minus root 4 is 2. So I have 8 root 2 minus 4 times 3 is 8 divided by 4 minus 2 is 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, 2, and 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So you can leave your answer, but the answer is asking us to make it in the form of 4 root 2 minus 1. So we are going to factorize this. 4 is common. I have 4 in bracket. 4 root 2 divided by 4 will give us root 2. 4 divided by 4 will give me 1. So we've gotten the answer for the question. Let's move on to the next question. Term B is 6 kilometers on a bearing of 20 degrees from turn A. Turn C is located on the bearing of 65 from turn A and on a bearing of 120 from turn B. Work out the distance of turn C from turn A and from turn B. So we are asked to draw a sketch to show the information. So the first thing I'll have to note, since we are all starting from point A, the question said B is on a bearing of 20 degrees. So on the bearing of 20 degrees is starting from here, okay, which is 6 kilometers. So I have my point B here, and C is located on 55 degrees from town A. So 55 degrees is also somewhere around here. So we are asked to work out the distance of town C from town A. So this is my town C. So I'm looking and I'm working at the distance from this. So let's connect this together. So this is our town A. So the question says distance of town C from A, I'll make that X. and distance of term C from E, I'll make that Y. So having gotten this, so the first bearing is 20 degrees from here. So I watch out for my alternating angles here. So this angle here, this angle here, which is 20 degrees, also alternate with this angle here. So I'll mark that this angle here as 20 degrees. So we have that point as 20 degrees. And it says the bearing from this point to this point is 55 degrees. So how do I get the angle inside of this? If from this point to this point is 55, and this point is 20 degrees. So simply I will do 55 degrees minus 20 degrees. So that gives us 35 degrees. So that means the angle here is 35 degrees. So take note, it also says from term A, I'm a bearing of 120 degrees from term B. So C is on the bearing of 120 degrees from here. So at that point, I have my 120 degrees angle marked here. So we know that this angles here to this point is 180. So looking for this point here, I'll have 180 minus 120 degrees. So that gives 60 degrees. So I have 16. So when you add 20 plus 16 together, it gives us this angle as 80 degrees. So having gotten this side, we can apply our sine rule, or we can find the remaining angle here, this last angle here. So we have 180 minus 80 plus 35. So we have 180 minus 80 plus 35, that will give us 65 degrees. So the angle at this point is 65 degrees. So we can proceed from there to find our first question. Say, find the distance of term C from term A. So we are looking for this point here, which I marked as X. So the matching, we have to look for the matching opposite of this. So 6 is here. So where our X facing, look for your matching angle to that, which is here. So we use our cosine rule. I have X divided by sine 80 equals 6 divided by sine 65. So cross multiply. We have X equals 6 sine 80 divided by sine 65. So the value for X gives 6 sine 80 divided by sine 65, 6.52 kilometers. So our X is 6.52 kilometers. So we are saying AC is equals to 6.52 kilometers. Then next, we are looking for our point, the distance where BC here. We are looking for BC, which I made as my Y. So looking for BC, what do we have there? So BC is facing this. So I can take any of the 2 points. I have BC already, I have this already. So I can say BC, which is Y, divided by sine 35 equals, you can take any of the points, 6 divided by sine 65, or you can also use 6.52 divided by sine 80. So we cross multiply. So I have y sine 6 60 equals 6 sine 35. So divide both sides by sine 65. So 6 sine 35 divided by sine 65. That gives us 3.8 kilometers. So our y is 3.80 kilometers. A surveyor wants to determine the height of a building. He measures the angle of elevation of the top of the building at 2 points 15 meters apart on the ground. Uses information to determine the height of the building and also state one assumption made by the surveyor in using this mathematical method. So we are going to look for the height of the building. See? So we are looking for the height of the building, which is from this point here. And we have the distance from this point to this point as 15 meters. So what do we do with this question? So which of the rules are we applying? We only have 40 degrees and we have 15 meters. Looking at this, so we have the side, like I said earlier, 15 and 40 and 52. So what happens here? We are going to, I'm going to bring this triangle down here. Okay, then we have this angle here, which is 52 degrees. And we have 40 degrees here. And we have here as 15 meters. So what do? We are looking for the height, which is the pitch of this. So if you know this angle makes it 180 degrees. So to get that part here, I'll have 180 minus 52 degrees, which gives us 128 degrees. So this angle using the left hand rule, we call it left hand rule. Okay, gives me 128. So I can look for this. That is 180. That's sum of angle in the triangle minus 40 plus 128. So that gives me 180 minus 168, which gives us 12 degrees. So this is 12 degrees. And now here we can apply our sine rule to this. So looking at this, I have the matching opposite of 15 is 12. Then we can look for the side of 28. I'll mark it as my x. So I'll have x over sine 128 equals 15 over sine 12. Cross multiply. We have 15 sine 128 equals x sine 12. So divide by sine 12. So 15 sine 28 times 128 divided by sine 12 gives 56.85. So our x is 56.85. So I have this x already as 56.85 meters. Now we're looking for the h. So we can use our basic trigonometry. Since we have, this is the opposite to this, and this is our hypotenuse. I'll use sine theta. So sine theta, which is sine 40 degrees, equals the opposite, which is the height we're looking for, divided by our hypotenuse, which is our 56.85. So let's cross multiply. H will be 56.85 times 40 degrees. Therefore, the height of that to three significant figure is 36.5 meters. Thanks for staying with us. Expect more videos in our next class.